When did you first discover light?
Oh, as a child, and this is terrible to say, but there are little boys that like to want to be a fireman or something like that. And I would track light in my room, and there was a night light that my mother kept on that you plug in so that she can come in and change the child. That light was just enough light to make sort of interesting things on the ceiling, and I would watch that. I remember that. And those are some memories. I've always been fascinated with light, and it just never went away. So, in that way, there are many places that artists don't really grow up. There are other ones too.
We heard that you were also a pilot.
Pilot,
How
that's
has that
true.
affected your work?
Well, I'm interested in this sort of new landscape, as I call it, without horizon. And if you go into the Gansfeld pieces, it's a little bit like this landscape that you can find when flying in instrument conditions or through cloud or fog. But you can also find it in whiteout conditions as snow, as you have here when you go skiing and you get into snowfall, and you can get in this whiteout condition where you aren't really sure which way is up or down. That happens in diving, and the rapture of the deep. And so this is a territory that we're moving into. We are definitely going into this horizonless space that you have in space, also without gravity too. So you see that a little bit, feel that a little bit, even in the Bindu shards. And so that's a landscape I'm really interested in. It's one of thought. Certainly it's one that has to do with Boolean algebra and cyberspace in terms of really taking it on in its kind of mathematical concept. But we are entering this world, and so some familiarity with how to behave in this horizonless space is interesting. So that also gives you great feeling too, because you get that in diving, you get that in flight, particularly if you push over a little bit and get a little towards zero gravity, just pushing over the stick in an airplane, you'll soon see everything floating in the cockpit if you want to do that. And that it's a slightly exhilarating feeling. So some of these we don't need to approach with fear, but are actually a joy and pleasure.